Hi everyone. So I'll just sometime back, probably December last week, holiday times, right, for us in corporate world. So with my two sons, I set out on a journey to Konkan belt. Some of you from Konkan area, you would see, I mean, that is one of the most beautiful places. One side you have, beautiful beaches. On the other side, Shehadri Hills, and there is a driveway through that. So we were there for about 5-7 days, traveling to different places with two of my sons. One elder about 22 years, another one is about 11 years old. So we were passing through wherever there was some place to, see around or some gathering or something. We will just explore because we did not have a very tight schedule. So moved on like this. We visited some ancient places also. We saw some natural setting and all that. So one of the while traveling like this, I don't remember the exact name of the place. There was lots of crowd. So we just stopped there, found out what it is. It was a kind of a temple, and it was in the cave. So there is a semicircular cave. You go from one side, about 10 feet wide cave, and then from other side you come. It is a larger one. So we also went there. There was a queue. We went inside, and in the center of that there was the deity, and he's sitting there. You can do some offer prayers and all that. And there was a sitting space in front of that. So people were just coming in a queue and going there. We sat down there. We thought that maybe we will just sit in front of the deity. So my elder son there, my younger one beside me, and here we were sitting. So because that place was so powerful, giving a different feeling altogether, so we thought of sitting down for some time for the meditation. So younger one, this elder one, closed his eyes, sat for the meditation. I was also about to do it. Then my younger one asked, "Dad, what should I do?" I said, "You also close your eyes, keep your back straight, and try to focus there." And he did. So we all three sit down. There were lots of noise. People were coming, passing through, talking among themselves. The priests were, asking them to move a little faster, ringing the bells. So much of a noise around it. But when we closed our eyes, we were absolutely out of the world. But almost 35 minutes after that, when I checked, my younger one, that 11-year-old child, was still in that state of trance, still connected. That is the cosmic connection. So I was surprised that 10-11 years old children, you see, they cannot sit at one place for a longer time, right? 35 minutes without any movement, just simple. He was sitting like this, closed eyes, and without any movement. When we moved out, of course, we came to know that this was a famous temple of Chandika Devi that was 5,000 years old. It is a Swayambhu, Murti. So, dear friends, what I want to tell you that such things in life, we keep on, our life goes on like this, but we never realize that we have some kind of cosmic connections. But when someday happens, something like this event is happening here, we all are coming and talking to you about cosmic connections. Probably you will take out time and think about this connection, and you will realize that there is something which is beyond the physical reality, and there is something which is happening what we don't actually understand. We don't know how things are interconnected, how things happen. So actually this, what does it mean is basically that there is a indirect unknown connection among all the things which are there in the universe. I think someone spoke about it also, that all the galaxies, right from the atom to the largest these bodies, they are all interconnected. And this is all about the interconnectedness of the human consciousness, the universe, and all the bodies reverberating around it. Our entire old yogic system, this entire spirituality, entire yogic system, what was that? That was basically just trying to, first thing, to identify our true nature. So now, when probably some time back, in case if anybody would go to Swami Mahavir, he will ask that you have come to learn anything from me, just do Jati Smaran Sanskar. What was that? Now also probably those who are the devotees of Mahavir Swami would know that that is the basic first process that they have to do, in which they have to go back in their life and identify who they are. So entire yogic and spiritual system is about identifying yourself, identifying the universe, and understanding that I and cosmos are not two different things. They are all the same. They are all interconnected, and they are all impacting each other's lives. But for us, for all the people on this planet, all human beings, you, me, and everybody, what is most important thing is basically the bodies which are having the highest impact on us is one, the sun, the moon, and the earth. We know the connection with the earth, right? Because we are the part of the earth. When we are born as a baby, probably we are few kg, 2, 3 kg, or 4 kg weight. And then now, as we grow in our lives, at the time when we come to our full development of our physical body, probably we accumulate 50, 60 kg and beyond. What is all that we collect is from earth. So we are the part of the earth. And we know the lunar cycle. We are here today, we are born because our mother's body was in sync with lunar cycles. So because that cycle is the link, that is why, the life goes on. Sun energy, solar energy is, in any case, we know that this is the source of the life for all of us. So these are the three bodies because they are very, very close to us. They have the highest impact on all of us. And in case we take, as I said, that we step back, take a realization, understand this, then we can, this is a very, very powerful force. And we can make our life, we can have a physical and mental health. We can have clarity of life. We can have different kind of quality of life at a different level in case we are able to leverage on this connection. So talking about this, I think you understand that what the cosmic connection is, how it has impact on our physical and mental well-being. So I was talking to my Acharya ji probably last week. He was talking on some other subject. He told me that you go to any time zone when you're traveling or any country. For some time, in case you take out your shoes and put your feet on the earth for 30 to 45 minutes, however long journey it would have been, it will not take any time more than 35 to 45 minutes to get away from your jet lag. Instantly, you connect with that time zone, that earth, our body is also earth, and the earth, mother earth, you connect it and instantly you are connected with that time zone. It will identify each other and you just don't have to. So this is how the connection works. And then there are certain, universal laws, universal principles, basis which, for example, grounding, that is basically connecting with the earth, or maybe walking under the stars. So all these activities, in case we get involved, it will reduce our all the tensions or the problems that we face nowadays. So that will come down, our blood pressure will be lowered, and we have clarity of thoughts. So these activities, as much as we do, they have direct impact on our physical, and mental well-being. Lots of, researches would have been done that you spend more time in the nature, and your this neural paths are, getting cleared. In case you spend more time in the solar energy, probably our biological clock gets corrected. In case we go in the open air, we take more oxygen, and then definitely our cognitive functions get improved. Our stress hormone like cortisol and all that, their levels are addressed. So this way there are so many multiple things. Probably 2 years back, I happened to go to Himalayas. So I was there in Rishikesh, and from there Uttarkasi, one place where I stayed in one, Fauji Baba's ashram for 2-3 days. That is a different world altogether. Then little ahead, if you go, there is, Gangotri, from where the Ganga starts. I was there for some time, and you see that setting is altogether so different. Once I put my, this is a freezing water, because this is just immediately after this, this snow melts, and then, this Ganga flow starts. There you spend some time, close your eyes, put your feet for a little while in that water, because you can't eat it for a very long time, and the hand, and instantly you get connected with this. Your we call that, Ganga is, this will wash away our sins and all that. I don't know if that happens or not, but practically I felt it myself that when I'm there, my entire system got, as if it has got reframed completely. It was completely in sync with, I think, whatever is happening in the planet. So this is the power of being in the natural place, and this is the impact that we have in our health and mental well-being. Besides this, I think very important for the audience is career pathing, right? How we progress in our career and how we can use this cosmic connections. I tell you with my personal experience of almost 3 decades working in corporate world, in case we know these connections, in case we are able to leverage such kind of connections, your career progression will be very smooth, and you will have a very, very fulfilling work. There are many people who would be very successful, but are they that happy? And in case you are in alignment with the network of the cosmos, probably you will lead a very successful life without much of stress. So this is one thing, and many people also. I mean, like in case if you come across many other successful people, they will also attribute their success to their knowledge or their understanding of the cosmic connection. Then probably you would have heard of law of attraction, law of karma, power of positive visualization. These are very, very powerful tools, and that happens only through the cosmic connections that we get to know, all this, and we can leverage that for our career growth. In case you have this connection, basically it brings lots of creativity into you. It will give you the power of intuition. It will give you clarity of thought. And since I'm in the corporate world, I'll tell you that in case if you are able to have, you are able to have these qualities in you, definitely your career path would be very, very fast. So you can use them. Then, so I mean, like all said and done, most importantly, what are the practical steps that we take to actually improve our cosmic connection? That is the most important thing, that practically what we can do. So there are certain simple things that we do, and we can actually have that very, very strong connection and leverage those things. So I'll tell you a few steps which you can do regularly. We can start doing it, and you can make advantage it right from now. So the first thing I would like to tell you is the power of meditation, mindfulness, and deep breathing. So I mean, you might have been hearing about it for a long time, but I tell you, this is a very, very simple process. Very simple process in which you do. I tell you, in my last before this job, I was working there, and that was the time when this all this viral and that COVID happened. Just after COVID, there was serious, I don't know, there was so much of upsurge in the demand. So our orders book were full. There were so many orders flowing in that we were not able to supply the material. I was setting the supply planning function, so it was my responsibility to get the material against the orders. And entire world, the things were actually slowed down, right? So I was not able to import the raw materials, whereas there was so much of a demand. So everyday fight with the sales team. The day in, day out, we were in chaotic situation. I was regularly doing the meditation. I tell you that in that all situation also, I did not, definitely there was a pressure, there was a problem, but how to navigate through the life with clarity, and that is the power that meditation gives you. When I was leaving from there and my farewell happened, the sales head of that company in the farewell said, Bijay, tell me how we can irk you, how we can get anger into you, because so many things happened, it never, for a single moment that I lost my inner peace. That is the power of meditation. Deep breathing, you will start probably just 72 hours and you will see the change. Not only in your this inner peace, but actually slowly things start happening outside also. That is the power of this thing. Number two, I would tell you, is the power of affirmation and visualization. You would have heard about it, but I don't know how many of you practice. When I was in the college, I would, at that time, you had to write things in pen and paper. So I would make 3 copies of my affirmations. One I will keep in my pocket, one on the study table, and one in my school bag. So this college bag. So whenever actually, wherever I put my hand, actually I was able to see it. That was the purpose. And I tell you the advantage. Most of the time, all my friends, all my classmates, we finished our masters in 6 years, because this is a 4 years plus 2 years program. By the time we finished masters, I finished 3 degrees, 2 more. One, my masters in agriculture. I also did my 6 years program in music tabla, so I'm a bachelor of music also. That is a 6 years course. I completed that also, and I also did my post-graduation diploma in sales and marketing from Bharati Vidya Bhavan. That is, so 3 degrees. There, most of the people came out with one certification. I did 3 of them together, and 0 cost. I used to give tuitions. I used to teach in the coachings, so no money taken from my father. I was able to fund my studies myself, and I would attribute this this my achievement to my continuous I was lucky enough in that early age. I understood the logic behind how the things happen, affirmation, visualization, and all that, and that helped me a lot. Third thing, practicing gratitude. That is very important. That is basically, being thankful to everything, whatever happens in our life. We heard people speaking about, being respectful to others or being thankful, but not only to the people. Definitely we should be to our friends, to our families, to everybody, but anybody and anything around us in the universe. I tell you as a practice, my job keeps me traveling here and there. Even every time when I come out of my hotel room, I am thankful to that room also for housing me for 1 day or 2 day or whatever. And that is how, good things happen to you. So it is basically just simple, law of karma that you give, be thankful, you will receive not only the thankfulness, but success also. One thing I spoke about, the fourth thing is, spending time in nature. That is very important. Zero cost. You don't have to do anything. Go out in the garden whenever time permits. Walk barefoot on the field. You will have a different kind of feeling, and within few days you will see the change. That your blood pressure, all kind of pressures, whatever you wish, you will be able to manifest in case you are in the close connection with the natural being. And last thing, when you practice all this, when you have that power, when you have that connection, you will develop very high, intuitive power. So you will have the intuition. Trust your intuition, and it will help you. I mean, like we have heard that there are the voice, messages from the masters. The masters are basically the universe. All those bodies, they are all the time to support us. And I'm telling you this with my experience, that you in the difficult situation also, you will hear some voice. Some opportunities will come up. Some people will pop out and they will tell you, they will guide you. So all this happens. So I hope you are able to make use of these practical steps in your life, and you are able to implement in your life. I wish a very happy life to all of you. Thank you very much.